You didn't grow up soft. You grew up unbuffered. If you were a child of the 1980s, psychology says your nervous system was shaped by a world that offered very little emotional padding. No constant supervision, no instant reassurance, no algorithm telling you what to feel next, and that did something very specific to your brain. This video isn't nostalgia, it's an explanation. Because people who grew up in the 80s tend to share psychological traits that feel invisible until you see them clearly. And once you do, a lot of your reactions suddenly make sense. 1. You developed high emotional self-reliance. In the 80s, adults weren't emotionally available in the way they are now. Parents worked longer hours. Kids were expected to figure it out. Emotional discomfort wasn't discussed, it was endured. Psychology calls this early emotional autonomy. You learned to self-soothe before you learned the language for your feelings. You didn't run to someone when you were overwhelmed. You adapted. You distracted yourself. You pushed through. As an adult, this shows up as emotional independence, but also difficulty asking for help. You're capable, resilient, but sometimes exhausted from carrying everything internally. 2. You're comfortable with silence, but uneasy with emotional exposure. In the 80s, emotional expression wasn't rewarded. Composure was rewarded. Crying was embarrassing, sensitivity was teased, talking about feelings was rare and often dismissed. So your brain learned that emotions were private, not communal. This is why many people from this generation can sit in silence comfortably, but feel deeply uncomfortable being emotionally seen. You don't fear feelings, you fear burdening others with them. 3. Your brain learned to entertain itself. There were no smartphones, no infinite scrolling, no instant stimulation. Boredom wasn't avoided, it was endured. Neuroscience shows that frequent boredom in childhood strengthens the brain's default mode network, the system responsible for imagination, reflection, and internal dialogue. That's why people who grew up in the 80s often have strong inner worlds, rich imagination, and the ability to sit with their thoughts. But it also means you may struggle with modern overstimulation. The constant noise feels intrusive, not comforting. 4. You have a high tolerance for discomfort. You drank from hoses, walked home alone, got hurt, and were told, "You're fine." Your nervous system learned something important. Discomfort isn't dangerous. Psychologically, this creates resilience, but also a tendency to minimize your own needs. You're good at enduring, not always good at resting. You don't panic easily, but you may ignore warning signs longer than you should. 5. You're skeptical of authority, but loyal once trust is earned. In the 80s, they were full of contradictions. Authority figures were respected, but not always reliable. Rules existed, but explanations didn't. This shaped a generation that doesn't blindly trust, but deeply values consistency. You question motives, you watch patterns, and once someone proves dependable, your loyalty is fierce. Psychology links this to earned trust orientation, not cynicism. 6. You feel nostalgia not for objects, but for freedom. People assume 80s nostalgia is about music or movies. It's not. It's about unsupervised freedom, riding bikes until dark, being unreachable, existing without being tracked, optimized, or evaluated. Your brain remembers a time when identity wasn't constantly performed, and that's why modern life can feel quietly exhausting. You don't miss the decade, you miss the mental spaciousness. 7. You're strong emotionally, but not always emotionally soft. People from the 80s are often described as tough, but psychology paints a more accurate picture. You're strong because you had to be, not because it was easy. You feel deeply, you just learned early how to contain it. And sometimes that containment becomes a habit that's hard to loosen, even when it's safe to. The truth. If you grew up in the 1980s, you weren't emotionally neglected. You were emotionally undertrained, and you adapted brilliantly. But adaptation isn't the same as preference. You're allowed to soften now. You're allowed to need support. You're allowed to rest without earning it. Your resilience was necessary then. It doesn't have to define you forever. If this explains something you've always felt but never articulated, the next video explores why people from your generation often struggle with emotional vulnerability, even in safe relationships. Watch it next.